excitement and good things that are going on all across the world. It's funny as I hear you break down the compensation plan too, Eric. I was just having a conversation one of my last nights with a group of two guys who are in that are very excited, and they're like, I'm breaking down to 40%. I'm like explaining it piece by piece, and they're like, dude, where is all this money coming from? And I was like, he's like, how is all this happening with a $59 a month subscription? And for them, it's like 47 pounds. They're like, it just doesn't even make sense how they're able to pay out that much. And I was able to share with them just the intent and the goal behind why our compensation plan is structured the way that it is from a perspective of like the company's not trying to make 30, 40, $50 off of everybody's sale every month, that they're going out of their way to put more money in the hands of the people. And over time, like it may not feel like a game changer today, but over time, like as people continue to get paid, like it will create a business for you that is much more stable because people see the opportunity to make income. Now it's not just like, okay, well, in 6 months, I'll have X amount of people and I'll be able to make this. It's like, okay, right now, if I go and get 5, 10, 20 personals in this next month, 2 months, 3 months, it can create some serious substantial income on top of what it is that you're doing. And I love it's like everybody kind of has their main thing. Like a lot of new people are coming in now. They love Stellar Mirror, or they love the trading aspect, or they love the travel aspect. But watching the it's like science almost, like once they plug in and engage and they're like, oh, this travel thing right here, like I'm actually going somewhere in December. I was with a guy, he's got a trip to Saudi Arabia in November, and I literally just challenged him right there. I was like, let's look up the prices right now versus what you were going to pay. And like right there on the spot, this guy's joining to be super excited about the trading, but he's like, dude, I'm going to save $400 on a 4-day trip that I was going to take with me and my family. And he's blown away by just, he's like, do I have to pay more for that? That's his first question. I'm like, no, everything is included. So people are excited about this. This is growing quickly around the world. I'll have some pretty great teams of people that I've known out there for some time, and they cannot believe the price point, the ease of use and ease of access it is that we have. I share with them some of the things that we're gonna have coming down the pipeline as well. But like Eric said, like our truth right now today is good enough. Is right now good enough. Sorry if you hear one of my kids, they're like begging to get in the door and spend some time with me, but I'm like, relax, it's all good. Give me 15 minutes to go in here and talk with you guys. But now that we have a nice new amount of people coming in, they're like, the first question I'm getting is like, Dante, what's the plan? Like, okay, how do we grow this thing? Like, how do we do it? Like, I'm excited, I want to do it, but like, what do we do next? And some of them are experienced networkers who may have feel like they've kind of gone through their warm market before. And the first conversation I'm having with them is like, you got to do it again. You have to be organized. And I actually shared, I think it was Liz on a call a couple weeks ago after you hit your 15 personals, just like having a conversation about what it is that we have in Nilo Life. Like it shouldn't be a secret at this point. Like if you want to make full-time real income from this opportunity, you can't be in hiding. You can't be like keeping it to yourself, like holding all the good news in. And I don't even think just posting on social media that you're a part of Nilo Life will do it either. I told all of them, like, you need to go have an intentional conversation with everybody who's willing to listen to you, because when they hear the price point and they just see the value in what it is that we're offering, they might not join today. We're not in control of when somebody joins, but you're absolutely in control of when you expose them to the opportunity and put them in a positions where they can make a decision whether or not they want to participate with us or not. And what most people do is some will say yes immediately, but every like the no's are really just like, let me see what happens with you over the next month, 2 months, 3 months. And as you continue to share and as you continue to highlight people in your team's testimonies or people that are blowing up, I took screenshots from the Facebook group of people using Stellar Mirror. I have like 6 good screenshots of people who just wrote a good testimony, and I shared them with everybody I was talking to. I was like, read what happened to Liz and her shoulder. Read what happened to this person here who was having trouble sleeping. And it just makes the story so much more real, but it has to be intentional for anybody here who wants to grow. It's not going to happen by accident. There's nothing that the company can do. There's going to be people in Nilo Life who make hundreds of thousands into millions of dollars over this next 5-10 years. And there's going to be people in Nilo Life who are just customers and love the products. And there's going to be people who are an affiliate, but they don't really see the success that they want. And the difference is not going to be based on the company. The difference is going to be based on your own personal commitment to say, you know what, I'm going to get my hands dirty. I'm going to get in the mud and actually do this and build this. So I told all of them, like, the basics. Okay, let's write our list down. Okay, how are we going to have these conversations? Get me involved in these conversations. Take the pressure off of you. Allow me to be able to tell the story 100 times. And then when your people start coming in, you'll be able to tell and relate a story to them. And then I have another, I won't say strategy, but something that I don't believe that it's like a one size fits all for how you build your business in this. I'm very much of the whatever it takes to get the goal kind of a person. So I told everybody, like, hey, we want to go and look up what kind of local networking events are in your own personal area, no matter where it is that you're at. And you can use an Eventbrite, you can use meetups.com, you can simply just Google what type of events are going on in your area. And they're all like, Dante, how do you meet people at events and get them into your business? And I'm like, even though I want them in my business, when I approach somebody, my conversation is to tell them about my business. My conversation is to be a normal human being and just get them to like me. And then from there, I'll just ask like, hey, like, what do you have going on? Tell me about your business. How can I help you? How can I help serve you? And inevitably, after they're done talking about whatever it is that they do, they're going to ask you, what do you have going on? Why are you here? What's up? And then that's your opportunity to share the good news of Nilo Life with these people and allow them to be able to make a decision. But you have to go and be intentional and sacrifice time. I was talking to a group of young guys while I was out there, and they're like, in what ways do you invest in your business? And I'm like, me going to take somebody I don't know out for coffee or for lunch is, I view that as an investment in my business, even if that person doesn't enroll right there today. You build relationships and you're playing the long-term game of, I'm going to be in Nilo Life for years to come. So the more people that I expose to it now is going to be the more people that calling me in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, asking for more details or ready to engage then. But you're not the dictator of when the person actually joins, but you have to move expeditiously to go ahead and get these exposures up. When I was like first in the industry, I remember one of my mentors used to say 2 a day. He's like, you need to expose 2 people a day to your business. Until there was never like a finish line, there was never like a date, just like every day you need to figure out a way to expose 2 people. So whether you use social media, whether you have a really strong warm market that you've never brought to before, whether you have a warm market that you brought to other opportunities, it doesn't matter. I think that when people see this opportunity, they see the value and the price point. It gets folks excited, and I'm seeing it firsthand in my own groups, and I'm very excited about what it is that we have here. It's the Netflix, Amazon like subscription model that makes a lot of sense. We can tell people, hey, you're getting this, and this all for one price that gives you so much value in different areas of your life. And it's honestly just a genuine share. It's not like salesy, it's not pitchy. It's like, I'm here, I'm a part of this, I'm very excited. And I told everybody is like, I don't want to enroll anybody as an affiliate into my business unless they're serious about building the business. So until then, let's just enroll them as a customer and get them excited about whatever product it is that they fall in love with. And they're going to come to their own point to say, you know what, I can make money from this. Oh, wow. Okay, it's just $20 a year for my first year. And now when somebody makes that commitment to upgrade to an affiliate, your conversation with them is, this is exactly what it is that you need to do to be successful. I learned from, we have some amazing leaders in this company. If you just watch back every Saturday and Monday night training, any networker in any company will get so much value out of that and be able to go and start a business. But one thing I love that Randy always talks about is he's doing these like new member orientations, and it's basically just explaining clear as day to a brand new person what they need to do to be successful step by step by step. And I think that that's a great conversation to have with somebody once they decide to become an affiliate. But your goal when you're meeting them is not to say, hey, come build this business with me, because it puts too much pressure on them if they don't necessarily understand all the value because they haven't experienced it yet. So if you're saying, hey, be my customer, you're going to get paid well for getting customers, which is I love that. And then when they're ready, they're going to see that you're building this and making money, and it's going to entice them to want to go ahead and participate in that side of it as well. And it just creates a more genuine flow of, you're using Stellamere, you've been using it for 2 weeks, you have a great story, something changed in your life. Now it's easy to go and share that, as opposed to day one, I'm pitching this to you as something that you need to go pitch to anybody else. And it's not 100% confirmed in your own mind yet that this has brought value to you. So it's like, I want to get them to know it, like it, and trust it for themselves. And then it becomes a much easier, okay, when you upgrade to affiliate, this is what you need to be doing. In your first 72 hours, you need to watch 2 or 3 presentations. You need to go ahead and create your list, and you can work down that game plan from somebody starting as just a customer. I didn't come on this call with any agenda. I was just like, I'm going to share what's on my heart. But these are the conversations that I was having with people of like, this is how you truly build a business with people that's going to be sticky and that's going to stay. It doesn't feel like you're pressuring anybody to do anything. You're just genuinely sharing, genuinely being a good person. And this is why personal development is so key, because you want to be a more likable person. So it's like, as you learn different strategies and you learn how to communicate at a higher level, this is why like Larry, Eric, Liz, and Colette, they've been doing this for a long time. That's why they speak so well. That's why it's easy for them to build relationships. But I'm sure there was a point in time when they weren't that way. And there's the same thing for me. So it's a you're growing business as well as the business growing simultaneously. So it's a process, but I'm excited about Nilo Life. I'm here. My flag is planted, and you guys haven't really seen anything yet. I'm excited to really turn the Jets on with this thing.
Oh, that's brilliant, Dante. I do want you to get back, spend some time with your kiddos. I know they miss dad, but a couple of things, and you hear Randy talk about this a lot, and it's actually reinvigorated us as owners because this is a relationship driven business, and it's human nature to want to take shortcuts. And the lies that people tell themselves of, I've been through something here, I don't know. And you hit it on the head. Those are ones who get out and work. Now, it's not the type of work and sacrifice that many people are making around the world, but you know, choosing to stay in the same place or choosing to create a significant life is ultimately the same amount of work and the same amount of sacrifice, right? So could you just touch on you being there in person? And not everybody has to jump on a plane, go halfway across the world, but just the magic of how we're created as human beings, of what unfolded when you were sitting down with some of these people you haven't seen in years.
So just like Eric said at the beginning of the call, like there's people who are enrolled that like have just been totally out of the mix of what's been going on over the last 90 days. So as I'm sitting down with some people who maybe have just enrolled or haven't enrolled at all, like the transfer of energy of shaking hands, looking somebody in their eyes and letting them feel the fact that I believe in what it is that I'm talking about goes much further than a text message. It goes much further than a social media post. If you can't get in front of them, Zoom is your next best, but you want to be in an environment where they can see your face. It builds trust. I can't explain it. I don't know what the numbers are behind it, but I was telling the guys, I was like, listen, like if I go and create 10 appointments in person, like my closing rate with somebody in person is much higher than it is over the phone call. And I don't necessarily know why that is. I just think that's the way God created us, to where it's like you can feel people's energy, you can feel the genuineness behind what it is. They don't feel like they're just on a list of people that you're calling and trying to get them to hurry up and make a decision. But it's like, hey, I'll take time out my day. Let's go to lunch. Let's catch up. Half the conversations that I was having weren't necessarily even about the business. It's just about life and about what's going on. There's guys I've known in 2018 that got married and got kids now, just like me. I'm a totally different person than I was the last time I saw some of these people. So it's you relate on the things that are outside of the business as well, but it builds trust in what is it that you're actually doing here. But in person is much better. It's much higher success rate, and it's much stickier of a business when you're talking to people face to face, over a coffee, over lunch, over dinner, versus, and again, I'm not taking anything away from Zoom like or social media either. I believe that those places are like ways to create cold relationships, but meeting them in person makes it a warm relationship and brings them truly into your network. But in person, face to face is 100% way to go. Yes, it's a sacrifice of your time, but when you're thinking about what your ultimate goal is in this business, you have to put the time capital up now to then be at a place in 6 months, a year from now, where people are ordering Stellamare all over the world in your organization. You have no idea who they are or what's going on. I remember this is like 2019. I had a team that it was like in Pakistan or something like that that started popping off. I had a guy reach a 6-figure income, and I had never even spoken to this guy. I never had a conversation with him, but because of the momentum that was already happening, like so much was happening, and this guy created. I'm like calling him, like, dude, what are you doing? Like, let's slow down, let's talk, like let's hang out. But he was going so fast. But it can get like that for you once you build real relationships with people, that people don't have to necessarily blow your phone up to get everything done. People are you're looking for more like-minded entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs, and at a point people are just self-starters. I'm like, Eric doesn't call me every day, like I'm going after it whether I talk to him or not. It's not like my goals is not necessarily attached to being like somebody calling me, holding me accountable to what they are. Like I'm a self-starter, so I'm going to attract and I'm looking for other people who are also self-starters, and I'll give those the tools on how to be that for themselves. But in person is a game changer. Invest the time, invested the few dollars it is to get a coffee and buy somebody a lunch. They will appreciate that, and it just goes a very, very, very long way. And that rolls into the events. We're planning an event now out there in London in October, but I'm with the entire push that, hey, do an event in your home, do an event at a local coffee shop, 3, 4, 5 people. It doesn't matter. I have a picture that I show sometimes when I do team trainings of me doing my very first home event in like 2013 with 2 people that were there, and one of them was like my best friend in high school. And it's like, but that's a start. And then I've done events with thousands of people that we're speaking in front of as well too. So it's like, no matter where you're at on that spectrum, starting now, approaching it with my results in 2024 do not dictate my commitment to being a part of Nilo Life. I'm just going to go ahead and follow the directions of those that are guiding me. I'm going to take the steps that they say, and I'm going to trust that the people who've been much more successful than me have the right game plan. I just have to do it and get better and get better. Don't wish you were easier, wish you were better. You guys know the Jim Rohn quote, but I'm all about in-person, face-to-face.
Love it. Dante, it's so brilliant, man. It's like a master class on entrepreneurship. You know, the thing that breaks our heart as owners, is this microwave mentality, right? And I always tell people, the next 6 months, the next 12 months, they are going to pass regardless. They are going, unless something tragic happens, the next 6 months are going to happen. And some of these same people, and I mean, good grief, we actually had a lot that joined Neolife the first day. And it's like, I'm not making 20,000 right out of the gate. So they've already jumped into this deal over here. Well, that didn't get me the money. Now they're over here doing this deal. And I'm just like, gosh, guys, if you would just apply what Dante just said, go build a real business with real relationships, real customers, real business partners. And, imagine what your life could look like 6 months from now, 12 months from now. And I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm just curious, what is Dante Lewis's Neolife business look like over the next 6 months, knowing you got a little one that could arrive very soon as well?
Yeah, literally any day now. We're at this point. We're a couple of weeks out, so very excited. For me, my goal over the next 6 months is to create 10 different people, not create, but work with 10 different people who can get to that 3,500 to 6K a month sweet spot. I always tell people, like, if you get to a point where you're making more money from your business than your bills are, even if it's by $1, you're at a point of freedom in your life. So I think it's between that 35 and 6K number, depending on who the person is and where they're at in the world. But I want to help 10 different people be able to get to that point and obviously grow into six-figure earners as well. But putting the focus on others, outside of, obviously, I have a standard, like, hey, I want to enroll 5 to 10 brand new people every month on my own effort, but really working with people and training them up and transferring the knowledge that I've been blessed to accumulate over the last 12 years in the space into other people, along with this great opportunity. That's my goal.
I love it, man. Well, we sure love, and we feel incredibly blessed to have you with us journey, my friend. Get back there, love on those kids, and looking forward to transformational journey together. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dante Lewis, show him some love. All right, Dante, thank you. Larry, come on in here. And while Larry's speaking, I'm trying to find my friends in Nigeria. My friends in Nigeria, if you're out there, we're trying to make you panelists. So please put your hands in the air. Larry, take it over, bud.
Hey, Eric, buddy, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
And you see my screen. Hey, guys, and my gardener came up. I was telling Liz right when Dante started speaking, my gardener came up. So if it's loud, I'm going to try to let you hear me. But really what Eric talked about, with our community and actually building and your life shoppers and your affiliates. And then Dante, the same thing, Dante's over there building in Europe. Randy's all over the world as well. But really, I want to kind of tie in the power of your community, because at the end of the day, everything that happens in your community, you get rewarded for. So Eric mentioned about the life shoppers. I just want to do an example. So let's say this is me and this is my community. So if Liz was on my left, she's on that 2 line. I've got Liz and I've got Colette. Okay. So last month, Liz and Colette went out and they both put in 20 life shoppers into the business. Okay. So those 20 life shoppers are going to be paying Liz and Colette anything they order this month. Eric showed you the bundles. He showed you the Stellamar. Liz and Colette are picking up 40%, because all 40 of those people, 20 and 20, are their directs. But I'm literally picking up 4%, 4%, 4%, 4%, because they are in my community. Also, I want you to look at this, because a lot of people say, well, show me the money. Where's the money? This is exactly where the money are. When I show this slide on the presentations, you're thinking everybody in this matrix is paying you $1 all the way up to $1.47. But there's so much more than that. Let's say that I sponsored Liz and Colette. Okay, you see all those people in Liz and Colette's community, they are earning money in that monthly matrix. I sponsored Liz and Colette. Don't forget about our matching bonus. I'm picking up 20% on whatever Colette's making. I'm picking up 20% on whatever Liz is making. They're bringing in personal people in their community. I'm picking up 10% on all of those people. You get rewarded for everything in this community. So on the overviews, I always talk about, 2, 4, 8, 16. You can hold 131,000 people in your 2x16 community. That's a lot of people. Think about those people starting to share it with customers. They're bringing in life shoppers like Liz and Colette. I'm picking up those 4% overrides. this community is going to start to grow. I'm going to use Dante as an example. Let's say that Dante, you see 8 people on my 8 line. If Dante was one of my personals on that 8 line, I'm going to pick up 40% of whatever Dante's ordering in the life shop. But also all of these amazing people in Europe that Dante's signing up, I'm going to be picking up residual overrides, $1.32, $1.47. I'm going to be picking up on all of Dante's teams. I pick up matches on his personals. So what we want you to understand, and we've got a lot of great things that are being created to help you share Nelo life, but anything that is underneath you in your community, doesn't matter if you put in 2 people, 10 people, 40 people, as that starts to duplicate, this structure is going to reward you on everything. So one thing that Eric mentioned, he mentioned we've got a new promotion or a new rank out there with the 5-star. When you hit 5-star, not only do you go down through 16 levels, which is 131,000 people, but Dante could be on level 17, level 18, level 19, level 20. He could be out of my pay structure, out of my 131,000 people. But once I hit 5-star, I can start picking up 1% to 4%, even below my 16 levels. The other big thing that you want to think about, 4-star. 4-star is $12,500 in your group volume. That's everybody underneath you, 12,500 volume. Once you hit 4-star, you start to pick up 2.5%. It's a pool every single month we're going to do with all of the memberships around the world, all the memberships in Vietnam, all the memberships Dante's bringing in Europe, all the memberships Liz bringing in Utah. Every membership in the whole global platform, all of those $59, 2.5% goes to all of the 4-stars and above. You can hit 4-star with 12,500 in your team, in your group volume. The last one I want to hit on is 3-star. If you are a 2-star, you brought in your 2 who each got 2, you should be fighting for 3-star. All 3-star to hit that, it's 5,000 volume in your total team. Eric just showed you those bundle packages, 6, 7, 800 volume in one bundle. If you can hit that 5,000 BV and hit 3-star, we're going to give you $350 cash. So I really just wanted to show you today the power of the community, the power of the membership. We are also global. You could sign up one person that brings in a Liz, a Colette, or a Dante. They could go on to bring in hundreds or thousands of people into your community. We're going to reward you for all of that. Those people are going to be bringing in customers. We're going to reward you for that. There's so many ways to make money here. If you keep it simple and share a $79 global business, I'm telling you, with what me, Eric, Nick, and Oricon have coming, it is absolutely going to change people's lives. So, Eric, buddy, I'll turn it back over to you. Thank you so much.
Love it, man. Love it. Mr. Randy Schrader is going to come in. We are trying to find a couple of our Nigerian brothers that are going to share some inspiration with us. Randy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so good. I was just looking down through the list. I've been told that Peter and Joseph from Nigeria are here, but I can't find them. Peter and Joseph, they're 2 brand new 2-stars in Nigeria that I want everybody. There's simply not a way that I can express to you the way that it feels to be experiencing successes for the first time, like what's happening there. Anyway, I'm hoping that they pop up. Eric, let me say first of all that what Dante said, he said all that needs to be said. What had already been done before you invited Dante on, what the owners said, combined with what Dante said. And it wasn't just the words that came out of his mouth. It was the passion, it was the conviction, the confidence. And I know what he feels like. He was speaking right after getting off an airplane, after an overseas flight. I saw, he sent a picture when he first landed in London. And he said, this is what he felt like after the overseas flight. And it was on the way there before he had the experience. What was his look and demeanor and attitude after the experience? It was completely different. Why? Because he was there doing something that benefits other people, and the side effect of that, it benefits him and his family. So anyway, I've been edified. John Maxwell said that encouragement is oxygen for the soul, and I've been encouraged this morning. Eric, there's a couple of other thoughts that I have, and then I'll ask you if there's anything else you'd like me to comment on. I had a really, really fantastic experience just about 3 days ago, because a couple in Grand Junction, Colorado, and I don't think that they would mind me using their names, and I'm going to, and I hope it's okay, but it's Thomas and Holly Buck. Thomas and Holly Buck are really, really good people, and they have succeeded in life in a variety of ways. and got involved in a couple of network marketing companies last year that didn't fulfill and meet their promises. And by the time we launched Nilo Life, they, like a lot of other people that I know, had kind of painted themselves into a corner where generating income quickly was an issue. It was an immediate, pressing, urgent issue. And I remember that Thomas called me a while back and talked about his various needs. Actually, I was in Grand Junction with him. We were talking about his needs. And we agreed that there were some other things that he needed to do at that point in time to go out and make the income wheel turn a little bit more quickly. Why? Because in the earliest introduction of our company's business practices, everything was not in place the first day that would make it possible for a person to generate a seemingly full-time income in what looked like a part-time participation. Not possible only 90 days ago. And then a couple of days ago, as a result of what we have done with Stellamar, as a result of other product offerings that have been added to the e-commerce site, as a result of dwarfing the objectives that the company set out for itself with the number of items in the store and the timelines in the store, with the impending reality of yet another hero or story product. And then the company making the announcement a couple of days ago of moving clear up to 40% of that direct sales commission to those that we personally enroll. That combination of factors resulted in Thomas calling me and saying, you know what, Randy, we are now able to do this on a full-time basis again. That's our direction. That's what we're doing. The company has made possible those things. The company's done what it needed to do in order for us to make this our primary objective. Folks, take that experience. And by the way, Thomas and Holly are coming from Grand Junction in a couple of days. They'll be here with us Tuesday. They'll stay in our home. They'll spend the evening with us. They'll spend the day with us the next day. And by the way, because Thomas and Holly are coming, doesn't that make a wonderful chance for us to open our home to other people as well? And so we're going to do that on Tuesday night. If you happen to be in and around the Heber City or anywhere around Utah, we invite you. And by the way, don't have to just be around Utah. It was important enough for Dante to go get face-to-face with people to go to London. It's important enough for Holly and Thomas to come from Grand Junction. The point is this, the company has done every single thing and more than I could imagine to make this a long-term, midterm, and short-term income possibility for anyone who is willing to do the work. There is no such thing as I cannot. There's only such thing as I don't understand or I am not willing. Those are the two things. No, I cannot. It is only I can if I'm willing and I understand. Because enough things have been put in place that whether a person is having their very first experience and needs to be literally has to walk the baby steps, the old baby step idea. We can do the baby step idea because our initial ask is so small. And we can grow that into as big an idea as you want. A guy like Eric Allen, who's used to making millions and millions of dollars, could talk to his best and closest friends and tell him, you know what? If it were me launching this business day, I would, of course, become a Nilo Life member. I would analyze what is my opportunity all over the world. I would contact the 10 best and brightest people I know that live within 50 miles as well. And I would say, you 10 folks, let's get together, acquire an executive pack, because that will set in motion a duplication process. We can do as much business in the next week as most people have done in network marketing in the last year. Eric, I could ramble on and on and on. Am I happy? Yes, I am happy. The only thing I'm not thrilled with this second is I somehow didn't connect with my Nigerians, because I would love for you guys to have seen their face instead of mine. But Eric, I'll get back to you.
Randy, I want to touch on two quick things before you go. One, let's talk about Nigeria and some of these other markets that are really starting to take off, and the difference in a mindset, because $79 is about a month and a half to 2 months, the average Nigerian pay, but they come in and they say, no, wait a minute. That's why I love them. This can be a blessing to people. I joined for $79. I immediately get my 5 business partners. Okay. Now I've made $125 and I've got a free business because I'm waived moving forward. Right. So can you just maybe, and since you're just on the ground, just maybe a difference in that entrepreneurial mindset and the hunger for success that they enjoy?
Yeah. This is the truth. And I say this with caution and care because I am a very, very, very grateful American. And I didn't realize how tremendously blessed I was in my childhood when I believed that I was raised in financial scarcity, folks. That's what I was raised in. Most people in the world would consider to be absolute wealth. And so I think, first of all, the pure gratitude for the opportunity for entrepreneurship, that is palpable. You can almost taste it. You can feel it because there's not a safety net. There's not something else. There isn't a social services provider that's going to take care of healthcare and it's going to feed our family. And so it is a joy of being able to produce at a level that no employment will make. And to give you guys an idea, the average household income in Nigeria is $200 US. That's what it is for a month, 200 US dollars. That particular economy, while growing rapidly, does not distribute money very well at all between those at the top. Those at the very, very top. In fact, to give you an idea, a United States senator starts with an annual income of 174,000 US dollars in America. A senator, the exact same position in Nigeria, starts with 400,000 US dollars. 400,000. So the economy where there is so little, the handful at the top have so much. And so there's this enormous group of people who literally view what we're doing as a godsend. You are bringing something for us. If you could read some of the messages, Randy, you are bringing, in fact, one person said, Randy, you are bringing America to Africa. And when I heard that, I said, gosh, I hope I bring all the good parts. And I hope the parts that are a little bit challenging right now I don't bring with me, because I've never seen such a group of happy people. So Eric, in response to your question, what are people seeing? What people are seeing is a legitimate opportunity to make as much money in a week as they make in a month, coming right straight out of the gate. They're seeing a chance to participate in the United States economy, just as I'm telling people in the United States, my gosh, go to Harris County, Texas, where 1 million people from Nigeria live. I'm telling all those people in Nigeria, hey, folks, there's 1 million of your compadres that live in Harris County, Texas. How many live in Dallas? How many live in New York? And so teaching people over there that they can benefit from the biggest economy in the world at the same time that they're growing in their own economy. I mean, there's magic to the message, Eric. It's a great, good message. It's not a little teeny message. And that's what people are embracing.
All right. It's brilliant. We will have them back on. We'll figure out the connectivity issue here. They're just such an inspiration. I can't wait to fly there. Randy, last thing. Okay. I'm going to let you do your thing here, because I guess I'm tired of tiptoeing around. We are pleasers as owners, but I feel like we're doing people a disservice. Like, I don't really want to talk to anybody. I don't really want to forge meaningful relationships. I want to build a business on autopilot, hiding behind a screen or technology. And I'm just like, guys, I've never seen it happen. I'm open to new things. But at the end of the day, as owners, we want a company culture where people know exactly why they're in it, and they're attracted to different things, and they feel like they're a part of something bigger and better than they could do on their own. So this next Saturday, we are having our next Super Saturday Takeover. We've had over a dozen people raise their hands already and say, I will find a coffee shop. I will open my home. I will go get a conference room. I will get a hotel room. Those that are maybe on the fence, like, it's a little uncomfortable. I don't know if I'm ready to do that. What would you maybe encourage or challenge those that are looking to answer the call to leadership and maximizing the Super Saturday Takeover?
This one's like really, really easy. Here we see Thomas and Holly are driving here, and Dante just flew to the UK, and I flew to Israel, and from Israel, after staying there for 9 days, then I flew to Nigeria, and I stayed there for 15 days. And what was that all about? Why? I'll tell you why. It's because Thomas and Holly want success as badly as they want to breathe. And so making that sacrifice to drive over here doesn't feel like a sacrifice. It feels like an opportunity. Dante Lewis wants success as badly as he wants to breathe. And so flying to London, leaving his wife and children behind, it was a sacrifice, but it was a sacrifice well made. Why did I do what I just did? Because I still want, Eric, this is the bottom line. People ask me all the time, Randy, what is it about for you? I want success as badly as I want to breathe. Success doesn't mean the exact same things for me today as it once meant. The bills are paid. But I want success for myself and for others as badly as I want to breathe. Now, let me pose to any of you a question who are saying, well, I want Neil Life to be a win for me. I want this to really be it. The request here is a really simple one. Open your home and invite a handful of friends over and describe something that might make their life better for the rest of it. That's a really small ask. Do you want success as badly as you want to breathe? Really and truly, no kidding. Or do you want success as badly as you want to lay there with the clicker in your hand? I mean, just ask yourselves those questions. I mean, it kind of comes down to that, because we can do A or we can do B, and one will produce a predictable result, and the other will likewise produce a predictable result. And so, Eric, I will simply tell you this. Anyone who does not choose to take every single bit of guidance, advice, and initiative that is proposed by you, by Eric, by Larry, by Orkan, by any of the respected leadership in the distributor force, then just ask yourself this question: why don't I want success badly enough to make this simple sacrifice that is required to obtain it?
Ladies and gentlemen, Randy Schrader. Okay. I'm not going to just talk to be talking, although that's what I'm doing right now, right, Larry? Oh, man. Anyway, I just full of love, full of gratitude. We're going to have our biggest week ever the next 7 days. I feel it. I spent 48 straight hours on calls, Zooms for people all over the world. and you heard it from Dante, the resistance becomes the multiplier. Yes, we are different. Yes, we have a place for everybody, but you have to be willing to go out there and open your mouth. You got to be willing to go out there and connect. You got to be willing to get a little uncomfortable. But what's funny is that comfort zone continues to stretch and you're doing things you never thought possible. None of us thought we'd be on a Zoom here with hundreds of people. Never thought we'd be flying over the world. And if you'll be willing to just step out on some faith, this journey in Nilo life, it can take you on an epic road where you're just navigating this amazingly impactful, significant, and transformational life. And, you know, when Nilo life, my hope is when it really gets inside of you, it's not about making a ton of money. That's a byproduct. It's not about, you know, fame and, you know, fancy rings and all. It's about really the people that have come into your life, the impact you've had, and connected with other great people, the significant legacy, that positive dent in the universe that we get to enjoy together. So my goodness, I hope as many of you as possible will answer the call to leadership, be willing to do these simple, because they are simple daily disciplines. They're just as easy not to do as they're easy to do, and get out there and make the magic happen. We want as many people waived for life as possible these next 7 days. Put your hand in the air if you're with me. You're going to go out and make it happen. Okay? You're going to let all the BS excuses get out of the way. You're not going to play small. You're going to get out there and say, now's my time. I'm going to apply everything that's happened to me in the past, the good, the bad, the ugly, the positive learning lessons, the painful learning lessons, the peaks, the valleys, and we're going to go build this thing together the right way. God bless y'all. Have a great day. Go Nilo. Thanks for joining, friends.
Woo!
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye, everybody.